All right. Hi. Top of the morning to everybody that may be watching this like 10:48 Central, 9:48 Mountain Time, 8:48 Pacific Time. Man, oh man, oh man. First of all, this is the final episode before 2021 ends. And this not and then this show Grand Slam. Well, this show Grand Slam. Also also the NASCAR pit stop show, 11 o'clock, and then also some other NASCAR hot take as well. Will be making their way over to, making their way back to the Leonard station. So I am kind of optimistic about that because it's these shows are going back to where most of them had originally started. So I mean that's actually a pretty good deal to say the least. But yes. So I'm just coming through promoting this, and then I guess it'll be good to start. So I mean, this year so the topic for this one is just how did wrestling for this year hold up? I mean, obviously with the biggest elephant in the room having to be the pandemic, really putting a damper on trying to get back to live crowds as soon as possible. It just wasn't an easy thing to really work towards. But I mean, especially for WWE, because they had been since the beginning of the year, they've spent more than half of the year inside the Thunderdome before they announced that they were going back on the road. Really, to me, the feuds in WWE, they really weren't the best, but some of them were not all that bad. I'd say the best ones have to be, obviously the reignition of the Roman Reigns John Cena feud, that rivalry, Edge versus Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins versus Edge. Edge, well, yeah. But so basically feuds like those have that. Oh, and also the conclusion of the Edge Randy Orton feud that happened at the very beginning of the year, literally the night after the Rumble. So, those feuds I feel like were actually good. And WWE has also had some really big accomplishments. For example, finally getting back on the road. When it comes to SummerSlam, having that becoming the highest watched pay-per-view ever. The 2021 SummerSlam pay-per-view was the highest watched WWE program ever. So let me actually see. Let me actually take a look at this. I think they posted this on their network Instagram page because that's where I keep up with most of their stuff. So we're still in December. Scroll down to August. Still scrolling down to August. Get past War Games. Then get past Survivor Series. Yeah. Still in Survivor Series. Still trying to work past Survivor Series. And now I think we've worked past Survivor Series. And now we're trying to get towards Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell happened at the very closer to the beginning of the year. I don't understand why it happened so close to the beginning of the year, but oh well. Work past Crown Jewel. That's where they made the announcement that the Royal Rumble would be taking place. Where did they say? Where did they say? Oh, they said the tickets would be available for the Royal Rumble. I forgot where they were doing that. Extreme Rules. Now SummerSlam. Where is SummerSlam? I'm trying to get to work towards that. Here we go. This Ultimate SummerSlam. Yeah. Okay. So let me see. Oh, can I at least scroll? Can I scroll up? This has to be. They must have put that accomplishment in somewhere. They must have. WWE SummerSlam 2021. Yeah, because they said the 2021 SummerSlam was the highest watched program the WWE has ever had. Let's see. They said something about it. About being, because they've had, here it is. So Fightful, I'm looking at Fightful, and they're in their article. Yeah, because they said that SummerSlam was the highest, most viewed, and highest grossing SummerSlam of all time. Yes, that's it right there. Exact viewers weren't given, but the press release notes that viewership was up 55% from last year and 29% from 2019. Live gate was 4 times greater than the SummerSlam held with fans in 2019, in attendance in 2019. Okay. Sellout record was 51,326. Broke SummerSlam records for indoor attendance and gate receipts. From all tickets purchased by fans from all 50 states. Saturday's live gate was more than 4 times greater than the last SummerSlam held with fans. Merchandise sales post an increase of 155% over 2019. Set a new sponsorship record, growing by 25% versus 2019 and the 18% versus last year's SummerSlam. 4 million views. Brock Lesnar's return became WWE's most watched Instagram video of all time. Man. Surpassing the video of John Cena's return at the Money in the Bank. Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, so stuff like that, WWE has actually held up pretty well at. Now let's shift over to AEW. Okay, so as far as WWE, actually, back to there. I'd say they've done some right things. They have, let's see. So basically, I'm trying to think. They made Big E WWE champion. Thank goodness. It's about time that they've done that for him. Xavier Woods won King of the Ring. So now all 3 of the members of the New Day have achieved something monumental in their career, like extremely monumental, whether it be a WWE title, a Universal title, or a King of the Ring winner accomplishment. So anything like that. And then And then I'm also trying to think of what else. What else, man? Let's see. Well, they. I don't know, man. I'm really trying to think, and also I'm trying to get this hair. My fingers were on it. Oh well, yeah, that's it right there. Oh well, yeah. So I'd say WWE has done some good things. I mean, Becky Lynch returned, and now she's this heel whom she thinks is a badass, but also is a chicken shit heel. Um, and then let's see. Brock Lesnar's return, obviously. You also had John Cena's return. You also had basically returns that would really get their ratings up. Really get their ratings up. So let's shift over to AEW. And AEW, I feel like, did really well this year. They really did well. First of all, they returned to live crowds a lot sooner than what WWE did. They managed to get them back before Double or Nothing. And when I'm talking live crowd, I mean like a packed, sold out live crowd when they were still at Daly's place. And they managed to get back on the road sooner than WWE, which was July 1st. They went back on the road. There was some other really ridiculously cool debuts. I mean, obviously you've got the debut of Malachi Black, Tommy Ends. You've also got Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Jay Lethal recently announced that he was all elite. Not recently, but like recently, as in maybe about a month or two ago, before Thanksgiving. Man, there were a lot of cool things that happened in AEW this year. I mean, that a lot of people, it was hard for people to keep up with because there's so many things happening there. Usually within that 1 to 2 day span, I mean, like, but at the same time, the wrestling was great. The storylines were also good as well. There were some that were not the best. I will also say some of them weren't the best, but they weren't bad either. But at the same time, like, AEW has just really been like doing a lot of that, and that. It was just like they were clicking away at everything. Plus, I mean, with the return of Adam Page, they booked him exactly how they should have with basically with Edge at the beginning of the year. When Edge comes back from an injury that he got from Randy Orton at where was that? Gosh, I'm trying to remember what that pay-per-view was. Oh well. Yeah. So he, after he got the injury from Randy Orton over at whatever pay-per-view they were wrestling at, that they were on, I really can't remember what it was, but still, anyways, they booked him to win the Royal Rumble. He challenges Roman Reigns. But the one thing that was just so, that would have been a whole lot better if we had gotten that one-on-one Edge Roman Reigns match a lot sooner, is if Bryan Danielson, that at the time Daniel Bryan, if he never got involved in that whole fiasco at all. That's the one thing that I absolutely hated about that kind of booking towards WrestleMania. I just hated it. But the match itself was good. I just didn't want Daniel Bryan to win. And thankfully he didn't. But, Roman Reigns, you still got to keep him looking like looking like the bad guy, keep him looking like the badass, and he's still the champion. So even right now, still the champion. And in another 3 days, and after 2021 concludes, we would have had 1 full year of the triumph of Roman Reigns, the reign of Roman Reigns. But yeah, I mean, as far as wrestling this year, it held up really well, just in general. Now, who I think won this year, as far as like, is the best storylines, like the best debuts, the best returns, the best booking, the best all of this. I'm giving this to AEW. I may sound like an AEW loyalist, but I'm also keeping up with some WWE stuff as well. Just to see what's going on. And I just not really a huge fan of WWE's booking, at least some of it. But AEW's booking, a lot of it I really do like. So AEW has my winner's ballot right there. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. This is the last episode of 2021 before we move ship back to the Leonard Station with Grand Slam, the Pit Stop Show, and Ilsa's well as the 11 o'clock and NASCAR Hot Take and all the other shows and stuff that is show related. Moving back over to the Leonard Station. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. And if you haven't considered subscribing yet, recommend you do so in order to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. That about does it for me. I'll see you in the next one.